Namaste. Today I am going to talk about a share which is called as Zomato, which got listed in the month of July 2021. In fact, it got listed in July 23rd. Friday it got listed across. The point is, we have put the listing time, and with the listing time we have tried to talk about the planetary combinations, which is creating a lot of difficulty for the particular thing. And first of all, the Lagna is that of Virgo, and the second lord Venus is in Simha, the ninth lord Venus is in Simha. Mars and Venus is in the 12th house, which means Kanya Lagna, Mars and Venus in the 12th house, and the planet Ketu is there in Vrichika. The 4th house is Moon, and which is in Purva Palguni Nakshatra. The 5th house is Saturn, and the 6th house is that of the Jupiter. The 5th house from Kanya Lagna in Makar, Saturn is there, and Jupiter is in Kumbha, and the 9th house has Rahu, and the 10th house has that of Mercury, and the 10th house is supposed to be Mithuna, 10th lord in 10th house. The 11th house is supposed to be Sun. Now, if you employ the Bhava chart, the entire thing becomes a problem. The Mercury and the Sun combines together. The 10th and the 12th lord combines together. Now, first of all, now many people will try to talk about Zomato, whether it will be a successful company, which will be this and that. We have taken the listing time approximately at about 10 a.m. and we have done the listing across. Point is, now many planets are there in 6 and 12 combination for Zomato. This is a very detrimental problem with the Zomato. The many planets, if they are in 6 and 12, they are not having a Raja Yogas. So that is why the company will not be making profits. The company will not be increasing the shareholder value, and the company will be eroding the value of the shareholders. The second thing is the Dasha of Venus, where from the Lagna it is the second lord in 12th house along with the 3rd and the 8th lord. So the Venus Dasha, which is there till 2025, is a total washout. Now many people will be using Elliott wave, Japanese candle, Fibonacci ratio, EPS, all that particular thing. Now, nobody can tell clearly whether the company would make profit, because the time is a very important component. It is like a baby which is being born. The baby which is being born is the listing date. That is the listing time in which it is the time of the company being reborn. So we have taken the listing date and the listing time like that of the baby, and we have casted the horoscope by which we are telling you the prediction. Normally in the Bhrigu Nandi Nadi, if the 10th lord is in the 8th house and from Saturn, and if there are many planets in the 6, 8, 12 from Saturn, then that person is not bound to do well. In the similar way, from Saturn, the 10th lord Venus is in the 8th house, and that particular dasha is happening for Zomato. So Zomato will not be profitable, will not be growth oriented, will not be able to reduce their debt and bring in the thing for the shareholders across. because according to the Nandinadi, if there are many planets in the 6, 8, 12, the person is bound to borrow money. The person might not be able to make money. So it is the investor money which will be coming inside for this startup rather than its own profitability across. So they are bound to lose money, they have erosion in the share capital, and they are bound to have a lot of problem till 2025. The second thing is that transits are very, very unfavorable for Zomato. Many planets are sitting. Jupiter will go into the 8th house. Saturn will be transiting the 6th house. So when Saturn, Jupiter is transiting 6-8 and the Rahu is also transiting the 6-8, this share is bound to see a fall. Now many people think if you buy it right now it might go to 100 rupees or something like that. No, the share will get on corrected and it will remain in a very low range of around 50 to 60 across. It might even go down. The overall management of the Zomato company is a problem. The promoter has sold the stake and gone. The 9th lord is in the 12th house. The 9th house is Rahu, and that is one of the main problem for Zomato. The promoter or the main person has sold his share and gone. From Saturn, the 9th lord is in the 6th house. So the person, promoter is not going to stick on with the company across. So therefore you need to understand that this company will remain unprofitable, and with the entering of the Jupiter there is a problem with a company called Blinkit. Now this Blinkit is going to create more problem for Zomato. It is a low margin business. They are bound to shut down their operation. They are bound to consolidate their operation. They might consolidate cities. In the city they might consolidate areas. Like that they will have to do a consolidation which will be happening in the coming 2 years period of time across. And also there can be a huge problem with the shareholders, and because of that there can be management change across which can come. So therefore I request the investors not to get carried away by recommendation, not to get carried away by a lot of people talking about Zomato. Zomato is a dumb company. Many planets are there in the 6-8, so it is bound to be bearish and it is bound to create an erosion of wealth for the shareholders across. So that is the problem. Now we would be talking in the coming videos the companies which are very, very successful. In general, there are many planets in the Kendra and Trikona. Almost no planets are there in the 6-8, and from Saturn also many planets are in the Kendra and Trikona. That is the reason why the company makes a profit. You can make a prediction using the listing date and the time. It is like a baby being born. You can actually list the time being born, which will help you to have a better time, better prediction, which you can capitalize with the thing across. Now many people have a problem whether the company which is going to list is going to be a long-term profitability. Now whether it is going to be a multi-bagger, all that questions can be answered only by astrology, not by other methodology which can tend to vary. For example, you take pivot point. Pivot point did not work in the Adani problem. The pivot point just crashed 50%, so there was no using the pivot point across. So that is the problem. I would be talking about Adani shares and other shares across. Now this is the main problem with many people. They do not know how to use astrology in the stock market, so they are bound to fail. Unless our people wake up and try to contribute astrologically to the stock tradition, then only stock making you will be able to make money across. Not everybody is meant to make money in stock market. Some people are meant to make money in gold. Some people are meant to make money in lands. Some people are make money in bonds. There are a variety of things people make it across, but many people are very greedy and they get deluded by the people's words. They think they have very less capital and they will be able to make a lot of money across. So that is the problem. So I would be addressing it very, very clearly using the astrological principle. We would be putting this Zomato chart, have a look into it, and you would be able to understand. I would talk more and more about this kind of newly listed companies, how they will do well across, which is a very, very important way to make money. There are many people who lose money. There are 90% or 95% of the traders lose 98% of the money in just 90 trades. Now, that the main reason is it has nothing to do with the system. It is to do with the horoscope, whether they are meant to make money this way or not. And the second thing is whether the company will make money. That is not understood. That is why there is too much of speculation and loss of money for the people across. Thank you.